Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. It's about 10:30 here on the West Coast. Let's just make sure YouTube's doing its thing. It is awesome. 10:30 on the West Coast. We've got FOMC announcement probably here in about the next half hour, 45 minutes or so. So you can kind of see everything's sort of just on pause. What are they going to say? What are they going to say? And of course, our rule at TRI is we should not trust the full hour following the Fed announcement. So be careful, everybody. Price could move around quite a bit here just in the short term. As the matrix sort of shows on here, S&P 500, breadth of the market is not really that happy, which is kind of weird. Well, Russell 2000 still cranking higher. So junior stocks, which, probably not really totally well reflected in the S&P 500, they are outperforming, which we see on our little Russell 2000 comparison chart. But usually, the crap, the poop, it rallies last. So that might be a bit of a warning sign. Did notice, Apple, I think, got an upgrade. Microsoft got an upside Q reversal. So, I could see those two rallying. I did notice some of the others are looking a little heavy. Goog, of course, with their sort of brain fart there last. I don't know. Was that on the weekend? I can't even remember. Excuse me. Anyway, of course, Cryptonauts. Super stoked over Bitcoin surging to new highs. I've been suggesting through this Celestial event that probably not a good idea to step in front of this thing. Probably best just to let everything settle down into the new year, and then we can start making some decisions. At the very least, what we want to see is some price consolidation. When we get face rips straight up, that's not really conducive to investing. You can play in the market if you want, but the volatility usually rips new people apart. So just be forewarned. We had a great meeting, TRI SOF meeting, club meeting last night, Tuesday evenings, and Kevin, my cohort here, he actually did a big presentation in the Daily Brief today of some ideas that we kicked around last night in the meeting. And it's so cool, like TRI's got such a diverse exposure, right? We're trading some of the shit coins. We're trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. We'll call them the senior coins. We're trading warrants, of all things. Actually, I had a couple of really cool warrant ideas. We're trading options, taking a look at the currency options right now in earnest. We're trading stocks. We're trading ETFs on stocks. We're trading the commodities themselves. Jeez, it's remarkable how diverse TRI is. So, really cool meeting last night. Lots of cool ideas. And, of course, I don't know whether you follow my Twitter feed or not, but holy moly, I got paid big time today. Got paid in, of course, cryptocurrency proxies in the stock market. Mara, look at that chart. Hey, this is probably about the time Barstool guy comes in and goes, actually, I like this stock after all, and I'm going to go buy a whole bunch more here. And then they're just going to do that to him again. But excellent analogy of just, try and get into the bottom end of ranges and then just spoon feed as they work the market higher. It's a beautiful trade. I swear somebody should teach a course on how to do this shit. Got paid... This is an interesting one. Actually, this was a fun one. I got paid in the pharmaceutical sector. Huge gap higher. Bang! Right into the POC. Right into previous highs. Reload short zones. And Brian's in on the sell side. Bang, 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 bang. Banging out doubles. Woohoo! That was a fun treat. I love when they gap higher. Because now if you look at the stock, it's actually like back down here now. So I just trading poetry. Also, too, I actually got a weird double off. We came in on this David's Tea back a year or so ago looking for this bottom to work, and then COVID came along, punched us in the nose. The company actually went into receivership. Not receivership. One form of bankruptcy. I think it was like creditor protection bankruptcy. I mean, I don't care how I make money. If they want to double the damn thing while the company's in bankruptcy protection, I just want to get the hell out. So thank you very much, David Steve, for doubling my investment, but I just walked away from this. I don't want to be in a bankrupt company. So, I mean, take your money where you can get it. Frothy market, into the top of the market. Bitcoin, 20 G's, go to the moon! I don't know. We've had a couple, actually 3 different juicy technical targets all just floating out here for quite some time. Didn't respect the last Alt ABC objective, so our next one has to be up here, and sure enough, here we are. There's no reason here whatsoever to be thinking about shorting. One strategy, though, that I do like is, for heaven's sakes, I like the idea if you if you do own some Bitcoin, especially off of the bottom, might as well pay yourself. You don't have to sell it all, but you can always let a little bit of it go. I also really like the idea if you're long a bunch of Bitcoins, maybe go and buy a put option for from 10,000, 12,000, 15,000. Just lock in some prices here. It's just a bit of insurance. And actually, I did do that. I think I told you I bought some puts here for June. And Shane and Andrew and I, we run a plan here just locally in Vancouver. We went and actually got filled on a $14,000 put today. So it's awfully difficult, and I'm not saying it's easy. I don't even know where the fuck the top is here. My hunch is these levels here are probably going to stop this thing in the short term. But we still got about a week or so to go until we get into this nutso window that I actually think is the top. This thing might just keep cranking higher. I'm not going to get too upset about put option prices, especially for June or September expiry. Not even going to be thinking about them here. If anything, I want to take advantage of discounted premiums. But where exactly the top comes in on all of this, I don't get into the business of calling that. Whatever the top is going to be, and any of the kind of ramifications around price action, keep in mind Altcoin has I think it's a forwards contract expiry on Christmas Day. Oh boy. We've seen them do crazy things around that before. And of course, from a tax perspective, it makes sense that the institutions, Goldman Sachs, Joey Diamond, your best friend and mine, these people are bidding this shit up here so that they can sell it at the absolute best price they possibly can get before a big tax policy change, which everybody's expecting is going to come in January 1st. So really, seeing this doesn't surprise me. It's a little disappointing because this is classic end of the move, not beginning of the move. And it means probably once this orgy is done, I don't know where the hell the top is, but once it's done, we're probably going to have to spend a year or two cleaning all this shit up again. So, for heaven's sakes, don't chase. Be patient. Be disciplined. Cost of production. Hunt those weekly W's. Blah, blah, blah. Your screen. Coming into all these big apex events, US dollar still pretty weak. Fed meeting today. I wouldn't be surprised if the Fed just simply says, we're here to provide as much liquidity, COVID crisis. We're not going to shit on you. No, foreclosures or anything. How the hell do you think that David's T survived? I mean, if the Fed was a dick here and wasn't any QE or anything, that David's T would have gone bankrupt right off the board. Gone. See you later. But I ended up doubling my money. Turns out the money itself is worth half of what it was, but so what does that mean? Scratch trade? I don't know. Crazy world. So I don't really anticipate any bombshells coming out of the Fed. They're the probably, like I said, I've said this repeatedly in recent broadcasts. The 1% got exactly what it wanted out of that election. Everything's probably just going to go back to status quo the way it was. 1% keeps raping the system. So I don't think they really want to be in a position to gloat right now. I think if anything, they're probably just going to say, let's just finish this year. We got what we wanted, and let's just get on to the future. Interesting how, these stock indexes, like I said, some of the tech stocks, Apple, Microsoft, very strong. Some of the other tech stocks kind of wishy-washy, but NASDAQ keeps pushing higher, and the Russell 2000 is just on fire right now. Interesting how S&Ps came up against this reversal top here and just putting in a spinning top. But remember, this is the Fed. Fed's going to make its announcement in about 20 minutes. This thing could be all over the place here in the next hour, and you can't trust it. So we have to see. If we see the market close out above these highs, then it probably means tickety-boo, we're heading up, risk on. You can see the crude oil market, it wants to head higher. If, however, after that hour, we're heading into the close, and you start seeing prices coming off here, then you'll know that this kind of counter-trend rally was a trap. Interesting how the bonds are trapped in this tight coil here. So clearly there's going to have to be some sort of resolution of that range. And the gold is trying desperately to carve out a bull ABCD to take us back up top. And on a lot of the gold stocks, there's gaps up top. What I did notice, though, silver again, our little silver stock is actually trying to break out. And Kevin was telling the audience today the little spread options trade has has run away from him because he wasn't able to pull the trigger there the other day. Again, ahead of the Fed, I don't know whether it's a really good idea for us to take positions. That might be asking for trouble. So let's see what the other side. Tomorrow's, what day is tomorrow? Thursday? You guys don't get me till tomorrow. But daily brief people, site people, it'd be really interesting to look at what happens tomorrow morning. There's Kevin's Russell 2000 versus the Dow. Made another new high this morning, but it is kind of wavering. Probably on sort of, what's the Fed going to do? What's the Fed going to do? And there's the old Bitcoin pushing higher. You see how big this megaphone is. Jesus. I don't see any reason why we can't stab up here. And I think I showed you that chart, right, of all these funny squiggly lines. It's somewhere up in here. But there's somewhere. That's a pretty damn big range. I remember last go-round, in the last week or so of the rally, the damn price doubled. I don't know. That could easily happen, folks. We showed you that nutso insano Foggenbaum target up at 50 G's or something like that. It might do that through this event. Like I said, don't be in a hurry to call a top here. So, right now, I'd probably be thinking, probably resistance up in this area. Foggy level, 113s, 1.618s, all that kind of stuff. These lower time frame players, terrible setup. It did not set up at all well for me. But nonetheless, bought targets there. I think I showed you day traders. We had little targets. You can see they've been blasted through. We're back up against this trend line here. Gann angle coming in up top. We're trying to accept up in the blue zone here. I don't know whether we can or not. You can see. Try to accept, rejected. Try to accept, rejected. Try to accept. I don't know, maybe three times the charm. Who knows? So, heading into this event here, it's interesting how we do have this one angle coming in up here. I wouldn't be surprised if that's serious resistance up there. But, we're at new highs, so anything could happen here. And unfortunately, like I said, usually when the market's screaming up like this is when the public comes in, and then somebody says something or some exchange does something, and boom, we get 38.2s out of the blue. And if that kind of thing happens, the puts that I bought recently, if they jump up to double their price on that injection of volatility and panic, then I just let half of it go. So can't be a buyer here. It's just that simple. There are some altcoins actually that look very interesting, though, I will say. No, I don't expect to be selling any of this stuff at a profit now. This would be our buying windows, like the stake right down in our buying window. It looks like LTO's come right back down to its original bottom. So if you sold half on a double, you can sneak back in, reload on him. You can see this Unibright. Look how it's come right back down against its original W. Good old Dash hasn't really come back yet. I'd be a patient there. Kind of like with this NEM. You could be patient there. There's no hurry. Really like the little algo ran, but just sort of sitting there. Interesting how these are versus Bitcoin. Actually surprising versus Bitcoin. UBIC is actually up on the day. With Bitcoin doing what it's doing, UBIC is up? What the hell's going on there? So there are some names within the altcoin space that actually I kind of like. So go figure. But at the same time too, this isn't an altcoin centric move here. This is this is almost sort of like think macroeconomics, big picture, celestial event, asset classes. I think this is more a vote on crypto and Bitcoin as sort of the anti-gold and digital currency for the future, moving into the age of Aquarius air, right? All that kind of stuff. That's the impression that I get out of this move. The problem here is this is the end of the move, not the beginning, in my opinion. Whatever that's worth. Okay, I think that's about all I wanted to say here to you today. Slow and steady wins race, of course. Follow your plan. Don't take too much risk on any one single bet. And understand the context of what this current market state is. Don't fall in love with anything. See if you can bang off doubles, get risk-free positions. Then it doesn't matter what happens with the other part. And rinse and repeat. Hope to see everybody back here first thing Friday morning. And then, of course, on Sunday for the broiler chickens. All right, have yourselves a great day. All the best, and bye for now.